Hey guys, it's Mark Suppenbecker. Just on live talking about ongoing issues in today's society, in today's you know world of politics per se. Um, Pretty much, as y'all know, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are in the run for the Oval Office to take the Oval Office and everything, and pretty much, you know, I'm not voting for neither of them. Mainly Trump, and I'll give a specific reason why. A vivid, specific reason why. I know some of my friends on Facebook and people I work with are really voting for Trump, but in my opinion, they're making a dumb mistake. Even though Trump does kind of reiterate a lot of sense, but you gotta understand, as you guys lived through most of his unsuccessful business um, travesties throughout his career as a businessman and running a thing called The Apprentice and everything, doing his thing with The Apprentice and everything, doing his thing with the place down in New York City, down in Tampa, Trump Towers, or whatever, in downtown Tampa. He didn't do well with that. He didn't do well with a lot of things, and he's pretty much a hypocrite for saying and doing the things that he said he's going to do when he's president, if he becomes president. And a lot of things you got to do before you're president, while you're president, is you got to talk with your cabinet. And if you don't talk with your cabinet, if you're not on the same page with your cabinet as a president, there's going to be some issues within the Oval Office between you and your cabinet. And nothing against Obama, but they didn't agree with Obama with a lot of things because Obama's not really a businessman himself. Obama really does not have any business or have any experience in government like business like this. And neither did Trump. Trump is not a big supporter of the military. Obama doesn't know a damn thing about the military, and neither does Trump. Trump believes that we should keep the servicemen and women over there, until there's none of them left. Okay? You got a lot of families, U.S. military families, that have their mother or their daughter or their son, their grandson over there overseas, and they're putting up a hell of a fight overseas. And you're having them come over here and then go over there to where the war is at. You got a lot of them coming back home. They were 18 years old going into service, like the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force. You got a lot of them that ain't coming back. They come back, in full body form. You know what I'm saying? And when you got military like that, when you got, a man that wants to run the Oval Office, that wants to keep the military over there, the military militias over there to fight ISIS and to fight all these big named Taliban, militants and everything, it's going to become a big issue. Now, me, I don't know much about politics, but I do know a little bit about, keeping people safe. Because to tell you the truth, if we don't keep the military, over there for a minimized amount of time, they come back over here to the United States to go back to their families. The families of the military the families of those men and women soldiers can sue them. You know, they put their body and souls, heart and souls, in blood, sweat, and tears for fighting for a country, and they're not getting the same satisfaction from a president who doesn't know a damn thing about the military. He has no military experience. And we had at least 18 U.S. presidents that were in the U.S. military of all branches, including the Coast Guard. So they can understand as former U.S. military and pre-U.S. and post-U.S. military. Okay, you got a lot of them that are going to come back overseas, and you got a president that wants to build a wall between us and the Mexican border. Now, if he's going to do that, what's up, Aaron? Not much, man. You doing all right? Now, you're going to have a president that's going to want to do that. In my opinion, he can't do that without the go-ahead from his cabinet, without getting a go-ahead from the Secretary of Treasury. The Secretary of Treasury pretty much runs the funds for the U.S. government, of all the U.S. government. Pretty much that affects our paycheck. That affects the taxes going into that situation. And if he does not get through that particular individual, he can't build a wall. He cannot build the wall. He can't do anything about it. You wanna know why? Because he's got to be able to coexist with his cabinet. Now, seeing how pompous, arrogant, narcissistic, egotistic, hypocritical, bravadic, and amongst other things I can't mention on here because they're really they're of high obscenity. You know, they're high obscenity. I just don't think he's fit to run the country. He's a bad businessman. What's up, Jake? He's a bad businessman. He doesn't know a darn thing about the military, and he's talking about the country's getting soft. Well, part of the reason why the country's getting soft is because of its our own fault. It's not. He can't blame, our president for this. He can't blame anybody but. See, he's part of the problem himself. With how he talks about he's going to change America, he's going to change the outlook of what America is supposed to be when he becomes president. Let me tell you something. It takes time for change. It ain't going to happen overnight. It ain't happen overnight, the Donald. If it happens overnight, then I'm pretty shocked myself. But, and Hillary's not that far off. Hillary's just a liar, hypocrite and everything. She contradicts herself just like Trump does. Trump's a big contradictive person. I'm using these big name words because they best fit the person I'm talking about. And also, I could touch on another subject, is that I'm seeing a lot of these videos on YouTube and a little bit on Facebook about, the diverse society on how black lives, white lives don't matter. In my opinion, and I know the people that are watching on this video will agree with me, all lives do matter. I said this in a video I did earlier in the week. All lives matter. And here's why. DNA does not make family. Love does. And when I say that, I mean it. DNA can be sent back centuries, millenniums, you name it. All they do is get DNA testing, DNA screening, and they will trace back your DNA sample all the way back to, way back. Trust me. So, and we all are living under basically the same roof, under God's temple. And when I see these videos of black and whites going at each other, as if like they are targeting each other because of their ethnicity, because of the color of their skin, it just sickens me. It just depresses me. And I see everyone saying the N-word. That does not necessarily mean the N-word necessarily means you're black. It just means you're uneducated, you're unsophisticated, you're unintelligent, you're an unintelligent person if you say that. It makes you sound really ghetto. I mean, I say it sometimes too, but I don't say it a lot. I don't go off the door hinge and say it all the time. It makes me sound really unprofessional and uncharacter and very unprofound like. And I see all these young people saying that, especially the kids from the early 2000s are saying it, growing up in high school and everything. When I see kids saying that kind of stuff, I'm like, where's the society going to? And it's mostly of any diversity, of any ethnicity saying it. Now, I know I've said it a few times, but hey, I don't say it all the time. It makes you look really ignorant. Which that N-word usually means that you're uneducated. It's an uneducated, unskilled individual, crazy individual. Now, I know I can't talk, but all I'm saying is basically the hate needs to stop. The N-word needs to stop being said because it's making everyone look and sound real uneducated. And a lot of the people that I know that are saying it graduated high school and are going to college and saying this kind of stuff. It doesn't make you sound like you're of high class, which you shouldn't be, but you should be acting your own self, your actual self, instead of acting like somebody that we don't even recognize. And when people sit there and say that all black people, all white people should go away and fall off the ends of the earth and go off the grid and go into obscurity, you're pretty much a hypocrite yourself by saying it, by doing so, by opinionating over it. And when I see people of all races, going at it, it just underlying what Trump's really saying. It's a diverse country. We are dividing it down the middle, right in the middle, and we don't need to do that. Trump may be right on at least one thing. The country's getting divided. Well, he's wrong with one thing. Reason why we are diversitying against each other is because we're stressed out. We are not really satisfied with what's going on in this society, so we're hating on it. We're pointing fingers not at us. We're putting fingers at each other. That's what's bringing all this hatred and all this violence up and everything, and it's got to stop. It's really got to stop. And if you don't stop pretty soon, then, well, it's just going to get worse. Alright guys, I'll be back.